Well, I'll see it someday. I know. So we went on. We're doing all these concerts. Great things were happening. The Lord was in it. And we started to write songs that had the gospel message in them, because we were doing concerts in high schools and colleges too. And they said, you can't preach in here, but you can do your concert. Okay, so I wrote songs that you could actually get saved listening to the song. It's on my album. One's called Born Again, one's called Who Do You Say That I Am, and all these great songs. And so kids would get saved even though I didn't really preach the gospel. It was awesome. So we got strategy. And one day I said, let's go downtown to the place where all the homeless are, down at City Union Mission. It's a place in my city. It's right in the ghetto. And I knew people there. So I said, okay, we'll go down, set up, play there. All the homeless will come, we'll get them all saved. We were very zealous, you know, and just going in the ghetto, well, no problem. So we set up, you know, we ran down, and 4 men came down the street with shotguns, and they unloaded them at my band. By the way, they were Jehovah's Witnesses, those 4 guys. A week later, they were all arrested, robbing a convenience store, but they were shooting at us because the devil stirred them up to kill us. And so I'm just standing there screaming, no weapon! Can you guys do it? Yes. And all the bullets fell in the dirt at our feet. Hallelujah! Way awesome, right? That night, 200 homeless got saved. The devil didn't want that. So we started getting a lot of persecution after this, and I know it was for the word's sake. So we get together to have a rehearsal, and we just laugh. See, this is so much fun. People write hate articles about us. Had one great big full gospel church, the biggest in my city. They asked me to come, and all these people got saved, and then there were all these healings, magnificent healings, and they wrote letters all over the city saying, don't have her. She bludgeons people with Isaiah 53 of all the God. And people got saved. It's terrible what she's doing. And you know what? And there were people that got healed. We have to stop her ministry. And they wrote letters. Oh, Jezebel loves to write letters. Don't you know that? To kill the righteous Naaman. Wasn't that Naaman? That had the vineyards? She had him slaughtered because he was a good man. Naboth, there you go, Naboth. I was thinking of Haman. This is Naboth. And so, you know, this is the way it goes. But I was driven out of my own city during that time. Now I can go anywhere. I mean, they all love me again. But I had the gall to heal the sick in Jesus' name. Oh, we can't have that in Kansas City. I'm going, well, maybe they need me on the East Coast. Off we went. You know, God will always open a door, and if the door won't open, He'll open a window for us. Isn't that right? Yes. There's somebody in here, God's just speaking to me right now. I'm gonna obey the Lord. Somebody in here is really having trouble with your prayer life. And you feel like you cannot break through and that God is not hearing you at all. And the Lord showed me what to do for you. Who is that? If you're having trouble breaking through in your prayer life, God wants you to break through, and I have a way, hidden strategy. Okay, there's one. I bet you there's more. Don't be shy. If that's you, raise your hand. I'm serious. God wants to know that you want to have a breakthrough. And there's one. Okay, here's what the Lord showed me right there. Have you ever seen the Jewish men at the Wailing Wall? What do they do? Show me. Okay, there's a word for it. It's called davening. Davening. I'll stand sideways so you'll see me. What they do is they sit and they do this. From the waist they bend. They'll do this. And sometimes real fast, but usually it's slow, and they're praying the whole time. Okay? Now, this is not a religious ceremony. I'm just telling you a breakthrough technique, okay? For you to break through so that you'll know your prayers are being heard, okay? It's not being heard, but sometimes it's a no, by the way. It's not always a yes to everything. But this, if you'll do this, your medulla oblongata sets in the back of your brain, and when you move, it does this. Did you know that? But it releases endorphins into your brain, and it brings a peace and a joy. And it will release the chemicals in your brain that will bring you peace and joy. And if you'll just do that, you'll see that you'll have that breakthrough. Because the trouble is, it's really you, not the Lord. I just want you to have a breakthrough. Let's be honest. Can we do that?
Yes.
I prefer not to lie to you. I want to tell you the truth. It's you, not the Lord. The Lord is always talking to us. We have trouble breaking through because of our own stuff. And sometimes it's doubt and unbelief too. But if you'll do this until you know you've made that breakthrough, you don't need to do it every time or the rest of your life even. Just do it. And you'll see you'll have that peace. And you'll get the breakthrough. Okay? Amen. God will give us strategies for everything. Did you know it?
Yeah.
Okay, now we'll talk a little about pygmies. Are we out of time? Are we good? Who would like to hear a little about pygmies? I thought I'd like to tell you a couple of miracle stories today about pygmies. But first I'll make an introduction that you'll know a little bit. Now, who's ever heard me speak about pygmies before? If you have. Okay, wait, who has not heard me speak? Oh, more than I thought. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We'll pass some pictures. And I want them to go all the way through. Now, clean your hands off. Don't get them greasy, okay? Really, I'm serious. Okay. So I don't want to have to slap you silly. All right. There we go. Hope I didn't mix these up. I'm just going to pass these. And I want you to hold those, and then as I tell you, pass it to her. Let it go all the way up, down, and around and back to you. And then you don't set them in the food. Set them at the end of the table there so I don't get a goo mess. Okay, these are the dear little pygmies in the Ebola region. And they're my favorite pygmies, though we have rescued over 60,000 pygmies from the hands of rebels who kill and eat them. And so when God first spoke to me in audible voice, and he said, go to the pygmies, he spoke to me 3 times in an audible voice, because we had a mission in the Amazon at that time. We loved it. But he had to speak to me that way to get me to stop that and do the other, because I thought that was the deal, see. But you know, that was just training, getting us ready for this. So there I am, and you'll see the little pygmies just with leaves on, because they don't have any clothes. They're naked, and they live in trees, literally. They live in trees. And so we go get them, and we bring them out and lead them all to the Lord. And then I buy land and build them villages and teach them what they need to survive out of the deep jungles. But if they stay in the deep jungles, they'll continue to be eaten at such a rapid rate. 2/3 are gone forever. Only 1/3 left. And we're going right into those war zones with my team, my son, and others that are on full-time salary with this ministry. They live in the Congo. They're Congolese, and some are Rwandan, some are Tutsis. Remember the Tutsis being slaughtered by the Joseph Kony Lord's Army rebels? They murdered 1 million Tutsis in 100 days. And some of the members of my team are Tutsis that lost their whole families. But they hid in the Congo and learned the languages. When they came back, everybody did.
So that's the amount of San Francisco, South San Francisco, and Dade City in 3 months with machetes.
Okay.
That many people.
Okay, it's a lot of folks. All right, so there's the dear little pygmies in the Ebola region, and they're the sweetest ones. So let's pass quickly, no hogging, okay? This is another tribe that I've built a village for. I built a village for them, one for this and one for one other. I have 3 villages in the Ebola region. And then I have 20 villages altogether throughout the Congo, which is huge, about the size of Texas. And it's 90% dense jungle. So there's a couple of big cities, but the rest are just tiny. Now these are some more pygmies, different group. And they're very cute in their little leaves and everything. But there are 3 retarded men on the front row. And I prayed for them. God healed them. They're no longer retarded. Isn't that awesome? Africans, so I bought them a bicycle, and they ride around and talk to the big Africans who absolutely hate them, but they're able to win souls. And they say, look what God did for me.
Yes.
See, that's the easiest way to win a soul. This is what Jesus did for me, because nobody can take that from me. They can't deny that.
That's right.
It's real. It's you.
Yes. Yep.
This is one of my best techniques, telling them what he did for me.
That's right.
Okay, now here's the scouts from my favorite tribe and my favorite little chief. And so you'll see they're going to help me carry all the things. We give them tens of thousands of dollars worth of gifts every time we go, because they have absolutely nothing. And if we're going to move them out of the deep jungle to save their lives, we have to provide for them until they can provide for themselves. But we're teaching them to plant and harvest. This is all new because they're hunter-gatherers and migratory. There's me and the Dillon by the Congo River. Never thought we'd be there with the big old crocodiles and the big old hippos. They'll knock you over. They'll knock you over and eat you. But not us. If God is for me, who can be against me? Alright, so here I am just greeting the pygmies here. And I'm waving, but I'm getting ready to preach the gospel. And this is my favorite chief. He's really a great one. He's the best chief of all the chiefs. 60,000 pygmies. He's the best one. And you'll see he's painted himself all up. And he's wearing a grass skirt he made. And he's giving me a gift. He's the only chief that ever gave me a gift. I love him the best. He is my favorite. I'm not kidding. He's a mighty, mighty man of valor. And he's risen to be a leader in all the community. Amongst the big Africans who hate pygmies and amongst the pygmies, he is known for his faith.